Now, read verse 5 again, please. I want to show you something as I launch forth here with this.
So Samson went down to Timnah with his
father and mother. Do you see that? He went down to Timnah with his father and mother. All right.
And came to the vineyards of Timnah.
Uh-huh.
Now, to his surprise, a young lion came roaring against him.
Now, let's drop down to verse 9, please. Let's read that.
He took some of it in his hand and went along eating. When he came to his father...
When he came to his father and mother, planning an engagement party. He took his mother and father on the journey with him. But somehow, on the journey, he separates himself from his parents. And while he was alone, he was attacked by the lion. Now, a lion isn't something you want to face alone. And yet everyone on this journey of life will have some days like this. Jesus went to the wilderness by himself and was tempted of the devil. David, in describing his time alone, speaks of being attacked by enemies and abandoned by his dearest friends. And many times when you feel forsaken and all alone, it's only because God has decided that you must walk alone in that season. And even at that, you are not alone. You are just void of physical presence. God sees to it that every one of us must fight some battles alone. This is not punishment. This is not abandonment. This is only preparation. God does not want any of you to live your life purely based upon the faith and testimony of other people. He wants you to have your own experiences that would grow your faith. And God does not want you believing in him because someone else said you ought to. But God wants you trusting him and believing in him because you found out for yourself that he's a God who you can depend upon. Can I get a witness anywhere? On his way to meet this woman, Samson is confronted with a young lion. The truth is, anytime you are endeavoring to do the will of God, there will be confrontation. Now, why is that? That's simply because the will of God is sent to pull you to the place where you need to be in order to do the things that God has for you to do. And ladies and gentlemen, when the lion attacked Samson, something wonderful happened. In verse 5, the text says, the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him. Read verse 5 for me, please.
And the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him, and he tore the lion apart.
Very good. So you got to understand, ladies and gentlemen, you got to understand this process. So often in your life, God will get you to yourself. And it's at those times usually that you find yourself under attack. And it's usually also at those times when you are alone and under attack that the Spirit of the Lord comes upon you. And God does it like this so you can know that it was not your best friend that brought you out of that attack. It was not your spouse. It was not your pastor that got you out of that scrape. It was the Spirit of the Lord